Hey, I'm A the Abstract, and this is the Rogue breakdown video. So first off, I want to talk about the concept of Rogue. A the Abstract is not my first alias. I've had several before A the Abstract, and one of them was the alias Trixie Rogue, and it was supposed to be my alter ego that was centered around actual rap sounding music, because a lot of you know that's not my thing. But back then, that's something I decided I wanted to do, and I'd met someone named King Quay, and he produced the EP for me and an album called Sink or Swim 2. So fast forward now, Rogue is kind of going back to my Trixie Rogue days, and I got my best friend OnmiMations to produce it for me, which was crazy. It was, I don't know, it was wild. So Rogue is just that, just trying something different, going back to something I wanted to do when I was younger. Okay, my initial prediction on the most favorite song, I thought it would be Posse, because I don't know, those are like those are my guys, and I don't know, songs with features, I don't know, I just thought everyone would love that, but pretty sure it turned out to be I Want the Cash Today. So my top 3 songs. Okay, first I'm gonna say Autumn. Second, I'm gonna say Save Face. No. Second, Posse. Third, I'm gonna say Save Face. It's kind of a tie between Save Face and Rocket Science. So my favorite song is Autumn. My least favorite song on the album, I don't know. I don't think I have a least favorite off Rogue. Most fun song to perform. I mean, Posse. I feel like Posse because it's way more fun when there's other people there with you. But of course, I Want the Cash Today is very hype, so that could work as well. Hardest song to record. Everlasting, and Ice and Frost, okay? And they're right beside each other, so that's funny. Everlasting, the verses were so hard for me to record. And then with Ice and Frost originally was supposed to have a feature on it, but they like sort of flaked. So then I had to write like a whole verse, a whole second verse that I was not planning on doing, obviously. And then it was just like rough. It was so rough to finish that song. Easiest song to record, Posse. It was so, I came up with the chorus so fast, and then just a little verse, and then I sent it off to Ommi and Spaz, so that was really easy. My favorite instrumental, my favorite beat, Rampage. That's my favorite beat on the album. My favorite lyrics, my favorite lyrics are from Posse. And my favorite message, I'm gonna say my favorite message is Begin, because it's so honest and it's so like heartfelt and wholesome. Okay, and then Links Kane. So I always post something on my Instagram stories inviting anyone to ask me anything about the album. So Links Kane said, how long did it take to make? And Rogue took 2 months or less, honestly. No more than 3. And the bulk of it was done April and then May. Like, I was working on it all the way up to the release date, like during May, like cutting it like last minute. Okay, and Quincy said, do you feel like you achieved the Rogue sound you were aiming for with this project? yes, I do feel like I achieved the sound I was gunning for, and it's all because of OnmiMations, because Rogue would not have been possible without Onmi. So shout out to you, Onmi. Like, I owe so much to you. Like, I feel like I owe you. And then Groovy G says, song you connect with the deepest. And I'm gonna say Autumn or Everlasting, because I feel that, and it's so personal to me. Okay, so let's start breaking down the tracks. Track 1 is Begin. It's produced by OnmiMations, and I remember I posted a little snippet of it on my Instagram before Rogue released, and I love how it's sort of like a stream of consciousness from my mind, and it's heartfelt and wholesome, and it really is a moment of vulnerability, and I think it's a great opener for Rogue. And the message is basically that it's okay to start at any time, it's okay to start anywhere. You just have to start, and most of the times beginning is such an simple task usually, but in our minds it becomes this large task that has to be conquered. And I'm just talking about how overwhelming it can be and how life is hard, but it's okay, we can all begin again anytime. And it's sort of inspirational in a way, but I love it as the opener. And probably my favorite thing about the track is that it has 3 verses, which is extremely rare for me, but as I said, it was kind of like just a stream of consciousness, so it ended up with 3 verses. So track 2 is Posse. It's produced by OnmiMations, and it features OnmiMations and SPAZZKYD. And Posse has my favorite verse of mine on the whole album. It's my favorite verse. And the crazy thing is, I have collabed with both Spaz and Onmi, like individually, but we've never done anything together, like with all 3 of us. So I'm so glad this is the first time a track has all 3 of us, and it's on my album. So basically I'm just kind of flexing on the track, and I'm saying, oh, if you don't like what I have to say, then you can meet my posse, which is really funny because I feel like a posse is supposed to be more than like 2 or 3 people, but my posse is Spaz and Onmi, and those are my best friends, and I love those dudes. So yeah, and it was pretty easy to write to, and I just wrote my part, sent it off to them, and they killed both of their verses. And I love how dark Spazz's is, and I love how Onmi's, it just closes out the song, and it's so fire. And as I said, I'm glad that we finally have a track with all 3 of us. So shout out to you 2 both. Thank you. I love it. So track 3 is Save Face. And I love the way that Posse flows into Save Face. They kind of have the same menacing sound. And I remember Spaz told me he loved that transition. So Save Face kind of became a favorite. Like, some people told me they loved it. And it's all about saving face. So I'm rapping about how I'll do anything to make sure that people see me in a certain way, in a certain light. Do whatever I can to save face. And I love it. Honestly, seeing how much other people loved Save Face made me love it even more. It's produced by Onmi, and it's one of the hardest beats on the album. I would say Save Face, Ice and Frost, and Rampage are the hardest beats on there. But I love it. I love the chorus because I love to do those low pitched vocals. I love that, the distortion. It's super catchy to me. like the actual verses. I have a lot of refrains, and I just love the energy on it. And it's like brutally honest. That's how I would describe Safe Face. So, track 4 is Rampage. It features Christopher Mahoney. And Rampage, like in the beginning stages, it was pretty bad until Chris hopped on it, because I had done the chorus myself, and I remember I let Chris hear, and he was like, "Oh, the beat is so hard, but you sound so soft on it." And Chris and I actually had this like 2-hour video call, and he was teaching me all about vocal inflections, all this voice stuff, and I learned a lot from him. And I just want to say thanks, Chris, for like all you've done for me, for the song, for the album. And he really brought the energy to it. Like, his chorus is like way better than what I had, and I love his verse on it. It's like Rampage is one of my favorite beats. It's like my favorite beat on the album. It's so hard, and I'm glad Chris could hop on it, and yeah. So Rampage it's very interesting, my delivery on it, because it's something I'm new to it. So I was trying to do like kind of a gritty voice, and then swap over to like this high-pitched whatever, like, this beat is scary, no ghosts, these haunting flows, you know, I blessed this track with my bro, get in the mode like sicko. And it's so weird. Sometimes I like it, some days when I hear it I like it, and then other days I'm like embarrassed by it, like it's like cringy to me. But some people told me like the switch up is like fire, but I've also heard like, oh yeah, that was interesting. So after Rampage is track 5, and it's Rocket Science, which is produced by OnmiMations, as the whole album is. Try to let people know that, but they were not receiving it. So Rocket Science, I released it as like the single, as a little teaser, because it's a short track, but I mean, it served as a good teaser. And I originally thought people were going to think it was so mid. That's what I was worried about. But I had people tell me that I really fit Omni's production pretty well. So I was excited based off that. And Rocket Science, I know it's so short and sweet to the point. I don't think there's any type of like main theme about it. I don't know. It's just kind of there, but I love how it serves like the transition point from like the first half of Rogue to the second half. Usually when I have 10-song albums, the 5th song always serves like a transition or like a switch up, because I mean, everything before Rocket Science, I mean, Posse, Safe Face, and Rampage, they're really all on the same page. And then after Rocket Science, we have like the I Want the Cash Today, but then Autumn, Speed Dial, Everlasting, it's more the chill stuff over there on that side. So Rocket Science, really just love the instrumental for that one, and it's short and sweet. So track 6 is I Want the Cash Today. Features Boi Mystery. I think this is my 3rd collab with him. And I love the track, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I Want the Cash Today, it's like fan favorite, right? And so it's produced by OnmiMations. And here's the thing about I Want the Cash Today. I did not, like, it's became sort of a like motto for people, like a catchphrase. And I did not coin that phrase. It's actually like, it was actually the name of the beat. So Ommi sent it to me, and it said, oh, so it's called I Want the Cash Today. And usually when people send me beats, I never write based off what the beat is called. But I don't know, this time I was just feeling it. I was like, okay, I want the cash today, so let me write something based off of that. And it's supposed to be like, just supposed to be this cool, like flexing, feel good track. It's supposed to be hype. And really, it wasn't that hype until I got Boi Mystery on it. I think he's great at bringing the energy to tracks. I really think that is his like forte. So I love his verse. Saying I Want the Cash Today, it's sort of like a tongue twister almost. But he said it twice in a row, and I love the little ad-libs on his part, and it's so great, and it's so hype. And some of my favorite lines come from I Want the Cash Today. I say, I open this song and I say, they love it when I speak and even when I serenade. So they love it when I speak, like when I rap, but people also enjoy it when I serenade, as in like singing, as in love capital. So people really like it when I do both. And then I say, a God produces beat, and I believe in him, referring to OnmiMations, who produced my whole album, and he's a godly producer. I think the world of him. I believe in him so much. And so those are probably two of my favorite lines on the whole album, actually. And I was like, I posted that on my Instagram story. I was like, I wonder if Onmi caught this, that I was like giving him a salute on it. I don't know if he did, but yeah, I love that line. So Boi Mystery, he really brought the energy on the track. It's hype. It's kind of flexing vibes, and I love it. So thank you, Boi Mystery. Track 7 is Autumn. And it has this boom bap feel. It's my favorite song on Rogue, and produced by OnmiMations again. And Onmi and I have talked, and I told him that I would love to do an EP or another album similar to the same sound of Autumn. And basically, Autumn is about, has wordplay having to do with falling apart and falling in love, really. It's about somebody that I met in autumn, and it's kind of about the aftermath of it after it's already fell apart, and how I had to leave my heart behind, really. And it's a pretty sad song, very heartfelt, but it's honest and open, and I just love the whole flow of it. All alone, rock bottom, hit the deep end, feeling real shallow, you that I would follow. I really chase, not cut out for the games, taking up some space just to go and vacate. And I would say my favorite part of the song is how some of the song is kind of performed in a flashback type of way. You know, I'm like kind of reminiscing on all of this, and then I'm like, oh, it's just a flashback, let me get back on track. It's just a flashback, let me get back on track. Then the freaking like beat scratch, it's crazy. That's my favorite part, because I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about all this and I'm reminiscing, and I'm like, oh wait, it's over. This is just a flashback, like let me get back to the present. So yeah, it's my favorite song on there, and I hope to make some more songs with that same type of sound. So track 8, it's called Everlasting, and it's even more sad than Autumn is. Like, probably, I didn't even think that was like possible, but it's really sad. And when Rogue first came out, I remember listening to Everlasting, and like it made me want to cry. Like, that's how sad it feels. I think like even the instrumental, like in itself, just feels really sad and heavy. And it's about a relationship being over, and the other person has moved on, but like you can't, like I couldn't move on. So I say, I can't forget. Maybe you can, maybe you did. Like, oh, these memories are still replaying in my mind, and I can't move on, but you probably moved on in like 2 seconds. And I say, I can't forget. Maybe you can, maybe you did. Perfect moments, the heartache. I'm feeling so sick, like just sick to my stomach when I think of you and what we had and what's gone. It makes me feel sick. And everlasting love, feeling like a curse. What was I thinking? It's not the first time. As in, like, this person has displayed this type of behavior before, so it makes me really naive, and this has happened again, and why am I so shocked, and why am I so distraught when they've treated me like this before, you know? Like, this is not the first time. Like, what was I thinking? And just kind of tells the story of how I feel in the aftermath of this relationship being over. And it's really sad and honest, and it used to make me like want to cry, really. And I don't know, it's like bittersweet, but I love the chorus. I love the chorus on it. And then track 9 is called Ice and Frost, and it's this total switch up from Everlasting. And I was thinking, like, it kind of reminds me of, like, the stages of grief. Like, there's denial and, like, bargaining, and I don't know the order of them, but, you know, like, we kind of had our sad phase, and then, like, Ice and Frost comes, and it's, like, after all the denial, and now it's, like, I'm angry. Like, it's just straight anger. And I'm really mad about how this person treated me, so it's time to, like, air everything out. It's time to, like, share everything, and, like, basically, on the track, I'm tearing this guy apart. Because I'm, like, so angry. I'm, like, raging, and I'm, like, ranting, you know? I'm, like, everything we can share it now. There's no loyalty. Conversations be boring me on thin ice. Roller rink. No time to speak. Like, all this stuff, right? I'm just, like, shredding it. And, I don't know. I like how it just bounces back from sad to now, like, we're just angry. And I'm saying, had so much love for this person, but it's gone now. So now, in this aftermath, my heart's cold, you know, and I don't know, like, if this ice and frost, if it'll ever thaw, like, maybe I'm forever, like, angry, like, forever cold and critical. And I say, yeah, I checked the box, you know, like, in the beginning, I was liking everything I saw, but then I came back, had to cross it out, like, I'm just done with you, and in the beginning, I saw the perfect vision of you, but it's blurry now, it's hazy, right, and you're just not who I thought you were. And the thing about it is, originally it was supposed to have a feature, but they flaked on me, so then I had to write a second verse. So the song was very hard to, like, put together. It was one of the last, like, songs that were finished for Rogue, but I love it. It's so intense. It's so intense, and there's, like, a lot of emotion behind it, and it's hype. It's hype and intense. So, track 10 is Speed Dial. It closes out my album, and it's about a guy that you're tired of, like, you're tired of hearing from, and they're, like, really thirsty, and they keep trying to talk to you all the time. So I'm like, oh, just leave me alone. Like, please leave me alone. I'm not really interested in anything you're trying to pursue, and you know, like, I'm just annoyed, you know? Like, please do not talk to me. Just back it up. Speed dial. You looking thirsty. And, it's sort of funny in a way, but I'm just fed up with this guy. And it's a really chill track, and I love how it closes out my album. So, some of my final thoughts, I just want to say thank you, OnmiMations. Thank you, SPAZZKYD. Thank you, Boi Mystery. Thank you, Christopher Mahoney, for all your work that you contributed to Rogue. One thing I like to do with all my albums is to make sure that there's someone new on each album. So, Love Capital, originally it had no features, so Deluxe I added on some people, right? So, Spaz and Onmi, and then the 424. With Dystopia, the new person on Dystopia was Boi Mystery. On More Acceptance Less Resistance, the new person was Tracy Vision, and now on Rogue, the new person is Christopher Mahoney. So I like to build and make songs again with previous people from previous albums, but I always want to make sure there's someone new on it that I've never collabed with before. That's something I love to do. Thanks everybody for all the questions. Thanks for all the love on Rogue. Onmi, like, you produced this, like, it wouldn't exist without you, and I feel like I owe you, and I just want to say thanks so much, and it means the world to me. Last question is, what am I currently working on? My album Love Capital 2, that's about to come out, so I'm not really working on that, but I put a lot of work into it. And I'm working on an EP. I'm working on my instrumental album, In a Trance. Yeah. My goal this year was to release 3 albums, and I did it, so things are kind of chill for me now, but yeah, I'm feeling real happy, so thank you for watching. Thank you so much.